Hello, Dave Dog here. We're back after a short break for personal reasons, and we're hoping to get back. Well, we're not hoping, we're going to get back into our 3 times a week Bradford Park Avenue save. Let's get into how we did in the last season and finish off with the results we played off camera. So in the last episode we had a 1-0 home defeat to Brackley. We went then away to Kings Lynn and lost 2-0. After that, no goals in the last 2 games. I decided to make some changes to the formation and tactics, and we went with a 3-4-3. So 3 strikers, hopefully one of them would score, and that proved to be the case. Lee Angle came in to make up the 3 forwards, and he got 2 goals after Harrison Hopper had scored the first. We were safe by this point from relegation, so I started putting some younger players in, as a lot of the players will not sign new contracts and are looking to move on to better things. We've seen that before. Just checked up on some of the ones from previous, like Staunton and London and such, and they weren't able to find new clubs, and they have been taken out of the game. They've retired, and GSK is one of them. At 23-year-old is retired. Then we went away to Boston United, near the foot of the table, so played the same system, but we again went back to not scoring. 2-0, so I thought this system can't work away from home. We kept with it though, and Telford at home, again near the foot of the table. They ended up getting relegated, did Telford on the last day, and we were 3-1 winners in that one. Will Truman playing up front in the 3. Tom Sams with a penalty, surprisingly, and David Hammond back on the score sheet. He'd gone a few games without scoring. We went then away, so we slightly changed the formation. We went with 3-3-1-3 and played with wing backs in front of the back 3 and an attacking midfielder. A close game, but a game we should have won. Ilkeston, again another relegated team, we lost 3-2. Hammond and Finn O'Boyle, both front players, scoring. And then into the last game, change of formation again. I'd heard lots of good things about the 4-2-4 with 2 wingers and 2 forwards. We played that. Chester going for the title on the last day of the season. We took the lead through Will Longbottom, but 2 goals from Kurt Willoughby there forward in the last 10 minutes gave Chester the title. Very dramatic. Good showing against Chester, a good team. That's how we finished then. If we look at the league table, so going up as champions Chester, and joined by South Shields through the playoffs, we could see that we finished in 13th position. A point behind Gloucester and 5 behind local rivals Guiseley. We didn't quite catch them. We didn't get enough wins together at the end of the season. Those are the relegated teams: Telford, Basford, Whitby and Ilkeston at the bottom of the table. So let's look at the finances then. This is what is actually controlling our progression. As you can see, we're 180,000 in the red. That is a little bit better since the end of the season. We got some money in at the end of the season. We were around 200,000 in the red. That is changing the wage budgets. We have got a slightly increased wage budget at 6,290, so a little bit of wiggle room there. Transfer budget of 1,404, so maybe a little bit we can adjust that and get a little bit more wage budget. But a lot of players are going to be leaving in the summer, and we'll have to look at younger players on lower wages. So we're looking for good younger players, bring some up through the ranks. It may be that we have to take a step back to go forward. We'll have a look at that a little bit later. It's now time for the season review, and could be improved a little bit, I think. All the league stuff I've just been through is nothing about the league positions and finances in detail in the season review. Let's have a first look at our new arrivals. Our best signing was David Abontahoma from Sheffield Wednesday. 41 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist and 7.19, but the board think we've overpaid for him, so not quite satisfied there. Another good signing was Will Truman. We signed him for money, 7,500 from Gateshead. The board are happy with that. 8 goals, 9 assists and 7.12 average. He's 22 years old and he can only get better. Finn O'Boyle, we eventually got him from Harrogate after their manager saying he wasn't going to be available, and for nothing as well. 33 appearances, 10 subs, 8 goals, and he upped on the assist with 12, a 7.09 average rating, and a really good signing. Keenan Quansah played in 43 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. Board are not happy with this one due to the wage, but 27-year-old experienced player, I think that's money well spent. Harry Lovick, 44 games, 2 subs, 3 goals, 10 assists, and just under 7 average rating. He got injured, knee ligament injury, around about Christmas, and came back. He didn't seem to be quite the same player. He was just coming back to form towards the end of the season, but we'll have to see with him. There's definitely a lot of promise there. Alex Williams is another young player full of potential. Played 15 games and 19 subs. Played well in some games and not so well in others. 1 goal, 2 assists. And the board are happy with that one because we managed to get him on £40 a week somehow. Fraser Blake Tracy, the old man of the team at 29, brought in. He had Football League experience in League 1 and League 2, and he was dependable at our problem position left back, but that's somewhere we need to strengthen for next season. A season to remember. This is where the season review could improve, in my opinion, in focusing more on the league rather than the cup. All we get about the league is that we were unpredictable. During the early part of the season in August and September, we were high as 4th in the table, but we're also down to 14th. But in the end, we exceeded expectations of the board. In the FA Cup, we reached the 4th round. We went out to Spennymoor 5-1, convincingly beaten in that. Then the FA Trophy, we narrowly lost to our league winners Chester after a replay. So we reached expectations in the Cups. Moments to remember. The biggest win, 6-1 against Blythe, including 2 penalties from Lee Angle. This came after a 5-3 FA Cup win in the previous game, so 11 goals in 2 games. We thought we'd cracked it with a 3-4-3 formation. The match to remember was a 3-1 away win at Braintree. We just finished above Braintree in the table at the end of the season, but it was 11 games we'd gone without a win, and that was a very grateful win and certainly a match to remember. Goal of the season was this one from Sam Fielding at Whitby. The ball is headed back out from a corner and it's recycled back to Fielding well outside the box, hits a shot that deceives the keeper and goes in the corner. And that was our goal of the season. So we move on to the finances. Incoming anyway. Broadcast revenue and sponsorship were slightly down. Corporate and hospitality, competition prize money, commercial and retail all up. That was due to higher crowds and better league position. The top shirt sales, Angle was the top shirt seller, and all the others underneath him are all with us next season. Our best 11 in a 4-2-3-1 formation. I can't disagree too much with this. Maybe Quansah for Williams in a defensive midfield position. The 5 new signings all in there and doing well. And we move on to the player awards. David Hammond, Fans Player of the Year and also Young Player of the Year. Signing of the season, as we've seen earlier, is David Abontahoma. Goal of the season we've seen from Sam Fielding. Hammond also top scorer with 27 goals. Most assists from Will Longbottom with 12. Most player of the match awards, Hammond again. Also the highest rating, and Tom Sams comes in with the most passes completed per 90 minutes at 49. So some of the media quotes then. Bradford Park Avenue flew out of the traps and set themselves up well for the season. Bradford Park Avenue performed well from the very beginning. Their early season football was a joy to watch. As the manager timeline goes through, we just sum up then. Mid-table finish. The season promised a lot at the beginning, but the form fell off in the end. We couldn't quite get it right, but I think we've got to go more attacking next season and try and strengthen the defence also. The players out of contract that are not likely to sign are Ferguson, Blake Tracy, and the ones that I'd like to sign but won't, Hopper, Dunstan, Longbottom and Angol. But we've got a core of 11 players who are under contract for next season. Problem positions that we need, definitely left back, a good defensive midfielder, a left winger and another striker are what we need. With the financial situation as it is, we're looking for free transfers, we're looking for young players from league teams. So a lot of work to be done in the close season. If you'd like to help, please comment and I'll take on board anything you say. Until next time then, bye for now.